How did music save your life?
So, well, for me, like throughout this whole journey or whatever, like I say, when I was about like 20, 21, I kind of veered off into another planet. You know what I mean? I started doing my own thing, and I wasn't like messing with anyone in the crew or anything. And I never thought I was ever gonna DJ again. You know, and my boys brought me back. You know, and that's like one of my like biggest things, because it actually saved me. And here I am, you know, 10 to 12 years clean of whatever I was doing.
Right. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm back to doing music, what I love.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
For me, it saved me from the gangs, from the San Jose life.
So what happened after that, after 301?
Well, we were doing, so the Roughneck guys and the Delusions guys, they were doing parties, and then we were doing our parties. And then at one point we were just kind of like, because we were all from the same neighborhood, right, but we're all doing kind of different things. We said, well, why don't we just merge and create kind of like a super group crew,
like the X-Men,
kind of, yeah, like the X-Men, but more like along the lines of like the Wu-Tang Clan, gotcha, or the Rocksteady Crew, Universal Zulu Nation, kind of like where there's just like a group of people that just kind of do different things. So we have like MCs, DJs, producers, graffiti writers. I mean, the guy that did this logo, he's like a big graffiti writer, and I mean, this is a hand-drawn logo, from the 90s.
Yeah,
you know.
And we've had like other big artists, King 157 too, that also did like another logo for us. And I mean, we've dealt with like the whole hip hop house, you know what I mean, that whole community, and just combined it like into one.
The Funklab was just kind of like a no-brainer, because that's where we all kind of started, in that room, which was called the Funklab.
Right. And it makes sense. It was a lab.
So, and it was a lab. So we were just like, well, what are we going to call it? We don't know. And we're like, well, why don't we just call it Funklab? I mean, it's got the thing. And then, like I said, we have like graffiti writers, like all of our friends all over around us were creatives.
Right.
So when we asked them and we're like, hey, bro, can you make us a thing, make it look kind of Star Wars-ish, you know? That was my thing, right? Because I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then he came up with this thing, and we're like, dude, this is sick. And then at that time in the 90s, we put that @ sign because the internet was just kind of brand new, and we're like, AOL, so we were like, hey, can you throw that thing on there too, just to make it look like, you know, we're like in the future.
And there you are.
Wait, this design was back in the 90s?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
It kind of, it seems like it's
back
these
in the
days.
day.
What?
Yeah, so you say you're a big Star Wars fan. Are you? Do you like the new Baby Yoda, the Mandalorian, and stuff like that?
At first I wasn't. I couldn't get in because I just don't like the hype. I hate when people hype stuff up, especially on the internet. And then the spoilers. They had to block so many people. I'm like, dude, like, I don't watch stuff like when it comes out. I like to like wait and you know,
same here.
watch it.
Same thing about Game of Thrones. People already spoiled it for me, so I was like, I never got into it.
Dude, the Game of Thrones thing was even worse for me because when we first started watching it, nobody was watching it. And then all of a sudden, everybody started watching it, and I'm just like, dude, you know, you guys are killing it for me. But one of the first parties that we did as Funklab was, which we still do it to this day, is the Funklab barbecue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we usually do it for JoJo's birthday because it's in August. So I think the first one we did was in September, but we try to keep it in that late summer, early fall.
The perfect time for
a
big barbecue.
And that was like our debut for Funklab. We made shirts. And JoJo's sister, Tempo's sister, made a cake that actually was the whole logo.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And we did it over at the Hellier Park.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just like our introduction, and we invited everybody. We had a free barbecue. And it was like a family thing because our parents were there. I mean, and they know each other, so it's
Yeah.
like, oh, these guys over here making us work.
Yeah.
You know, they're barbecuing, and you know, our dads are over there drinking beers, and you know, we're trying to sneak off to go smoke weed or whatever. And I mean, that was like our first official Funklab. Everybody was wearing the shirts. And that's kind of what got us into like throwing, what was it, JoJo, or tempo, like rave, kind of like raves. But,
well, at that time it was like, okay, the hip hop guys are gonna throw the hip hop shows, and then we're gonna throw like raves. You know what I mean? We already got into like going in that lane after we already threw the Boogie Wonderland. We were like, all right, cool,
because we got our little feet wet.
Yeah,
you know?
you know, we're like, let's do it now. So,
so you guys actually threw raves?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Which where did you guys throw your raves at?
So we did the Fairgrounds was the first one, and then
San Martin, Pumpkin Patch.
We were just we would just go around and look for places.
Yeah.
We would just stop and go. We tried the IES hall. We tried like different like venues that were like known for like
Friendship Hall,
like throwing parties. Yeah, Friendship Hall, IES Hall. But they were more into throwing like weddings and quinceañeras. So they were always like, oh, well, you got to put $3,000 deposit for the this and the that. And then we're like, oh, no, we just want to rent the place. We don't need all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know? One day we were driving out to, I don't know where it was, but we were out in Morgan Hill.
Okay.
And there's a pumpkin patch out there. And it's like a Christmas tree farm and a pumpkin patch. And it had a little barn.
Yeah, and on the barn it said Hall for Rent or something.
Yeah, it said Hall for Rent.
Yeah.
So we're like, dude, let's go over there. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
So we went there, and they were doing like a play at that time in that hall, like in the outside. It was like they had like big hay bales. I mean, there was this big, huge, like outdoor, like grassy area, and there was like a barn. And I remember we actually went to a party there.
Okay.
And we were like, dude, this would be a cool spot for us. And we met the owners, and they were like these cool hippie dudes.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, why don't you guys come back like later on this week and we could talk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And we came back and we brought our mixtapes with us to give to the owners. And I don't know if it was my tape or this guy's tape. It started off with the Jimi Hendrix Star Spangled Banner thing, you know. We kind of mixed it in there,
You
and
guys
then
had that influence,
right? And that guy was like, "Oh my god, dude, I love Jimmy. I play guitar left-handed. Check it out." So he was like, "What do you guys want? It's yours."
Oh, dang. That's awesome.
So so that was like our first official like rave party, like, you know, after hours. It went to like 5 a.m.
Wow.
I mean, people were like, you know,
at a barn in the field.
It was in a barn in a
barn,
field
in
in the middle of nowhere.
Is that the only barn you guys ever played on? Ever?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
That's pretty special.
yeah. No, it was a cool place. It was a very
we
cool
threw
place.
about 3 parties.
We threw about 3 parties,
and then other people started like getting it. You know, the owner was like, "Oh, money's coming in now. I'll start renting it out to all these other people." You know, so then people started throwing parties there, and we're like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, so
Like,
you guys started it.
Yeah,
we started it.
And then,
Well, actually,
everyone came to ruin it again, right, J Fun?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
He's like, why does this always happen?
Ruiners.
Yep. So then we went to Campbell, huh? After that.
Yeah, after that, we ruined it for somebody else because we went to another party in Campbell, and it was like at this American Legion Hall that was in the back of like this industrial area off of Winchester. Same thing. We went to a party there, and we're like, dude, we can throw a party here.
Yeah.
So we talked to the guy, the owner. He liked us.
Same theme,
Same
3 or
thing.
4.
Yeah, we threw about 3 or 4 parties, and then that one got blown up.
Yeah.
Like that place,
People were throwing them.
people were throwing like hella parties, and I think at the very last one, like the cops came and they were like, "That's it, dude. You guys, we're gonna take away your license if you guys keep throwing parties here."
Yeah, I remember, like, you know, San Jose used to be a poppin' city. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Cinco de Mayo. Like, San Jose.
Yeah.
I mean, 300,000 people would be in
downtown.
San Jose.
What?
Yeah. 300,000 people would come to San Jose just for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the they started to just change everything. Like, cops got strict, shut everything down. No more festivals.
And they started charging for people to wing out all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people stopped going to the festivals because they were charging now to get in.
I want to say that at that one where there was 300,000 people at the downtown, there was an actual riot that happened that day. That was like later on that night because they were trying to push everybody out, and then the people were like, you know,
I think that was 95 or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Because that was like the last. It was
the last
few
year.
Years.
I want to say it was 95.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because you had 300,000 people and maybe 100,000 gang members, all from different gangs.
Exactly.
So like riot
not trying to go home.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Dang, I want to go there.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, they don't have it anymore. I remember like the whole year for us was for Cinco de Mayo. Like, you worked out, you did everything just for Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean?
And we would always go like, come on, we'd get like 10 to 15 people.
Dude,
we'd take the trolley downtown. Or the bus, you know what I mean? Back then was probably the bus still.
Yeah, it was the bus.
The bus, we would just take the bus downtown and everyone just all mobbing around together. Like we weren't a gang, but we were just like, hey, we gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be.
You had to mob deep there.
You did.
Picked on or something.
You did. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So, what happened after these parties? Like, you know,
then finally people started booking us.
Okay.
So now they're like seeing us. They're like, these guys are doing things, you know. So that kind of gave us finally like our opportunity to get into these places, the bars, clubs, you know, rave, you know, even like how I put on my bio, Metropolis,
right?
Like Ron Reeser, you know, he's from San Jose, you know, Milpitas or whatever, but he finally like gave me the opportunity to play like in the Funky Town little hall that they had for Metropolis.
Wow.
Which
because so Metropolis, what they did, they booked the whole fairgrounds. See, we just bought a little building, the little one in the back, you know. But these guys rented the whole thing.
Wow.
And
it was a true Metropolis.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like 20,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean.
I remember that. Like, I mean, it just doesn't happen anymore. Like big parties like that in San Jose. Like
that was probably one of the last ones like that where it was like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
How long ago was this one?
This was in 2000.
2000. Yeah, so about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think.
Right, I know, right?
Just blew 21 years ago.
It makes me want to question what happened in San Jose. Right?
Yeah,
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, the powers that be.
The tech.
Yeah,
and the tech was already here.
Yeah.
But this is like whatever's here now is like that second, third wave of tech.
Yeah, it's the ICE. They call it ICE, Indian Chinese explosion.
Oh,
so
okay.
The people that grew up and were raised in San Jose, most of them had to move out. Like all my family used to live in San Jose, just like you said. Like they all lived, you know, in the area.
Yeah, same thing with mine.
And then poof, everybody went to like
Tracy,
Sacramento, Tracy, Modesto,
Fresno.
Yeah, like I'm the only one left out of my family.
Yeah, that's how we are too. Same thing.
And then all the engineers and all the tech people moved in.
Yeah.
Right? And they're not going to raves. They're here for jobs and tech and all that. So anyway, so you guys have the Twitch channel. Talk about that.
So the Twitch channel, like we said, it came out of just the clubs stopped. Everything just kind of stopped and was just
another situation where you guys had to make it work.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Make it work.
We had to make it work. So like Tempo said, we were doing, I mean, for me, I was like, I'm done. I'm not that I was done, but I was just going to wait it out. Yeah. Like, I don't really want to DJ online. I thought that was stupid. I don't know. I was just kind of like, that's boring.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to do that. These guys were doing it even before COVID.
Oh, okay.
Tempo and my other boy, Eddie, Prince Eddie P, they were already jumping online even before all of this stuff. So for them, it was just kind of like, this is what we do already on Friday nights. We get together, we get online, and we do our little sets.
That's pretty cool. How'd you guys figure that out, Tempo?
Well, I mean, you know, people were already doing it, but I mean, like, you know, to our thing was like, we're not going out. We don't got a gig.
Right.
Let's just play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we would just jump on. just turn our phone on, and we didn't have none of the connections or anything yet. We were just like set our phone. People were like, sounds crappy. We're like,
whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? You can hear it.
But
All
at
right,
least they're
we're
listening.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would have 1 or 2 followers or whatever, but we kept it going. And then eventually we built a little, few followers, and people would always, post. The thing was like people saying, "Dang, you guys did good." Like, still, like giving you that, that like wanting to do it for people still. You know what I mean? Like, for me, music's like our lives. You know what I mean? Like, it's forever for us. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna be like J Funk's dad's age, still doing it. He's already 70. You know what I mean?
And
still,
your kid's gonna be like, Dad, what the heck is that stuff?
Well, his dad got his like own following. He still DJs like at the community centers for all.
So you started your dad's DJ career.
For sure.
And he's still doing it.
Like Funklab really is a family thing.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, it's like a family thing.
Like not going back, but like when we would throw the raves like at the barn and all that. We'd have like J Funk's dad, my mom, like everyone's like, my mom and them are doing like taking the money. My pops and them are doing like security around the whole thing. We got people like parking car. You know what I mean?
So it was a family business.
It's it's a family business.
It was definitely, without them, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
Awesome.
Just ourselves. I mean, they did it because they're like, oh, these guys are really trying. We got to help them. And then we would ask them, be like, hey, man, we don't have nobody to do this. Can you do it for us? Like, yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
Love.
Oh, yeah.
The
Support. Man, a major support from our folks.
That's huge. And at least they didn't try to say, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. They just supported what you guys love to do.
Oh, yeah.
That's rare. Because a lot of parents would be like, oh, why don't you guys go to school? Stop messing around with that music.
Well, lucky for us that our parents were like music people. So they understood. They're like, oh, these guys are doing music. Oh, okay, yeah, let's do it.
They knew
we'll
it's
help
in the
them.
blood.
It was already in there.
They're
So
like, shoot, we know. You know what I mean? They were probably in some small way living vicariously through you guys.
Oh,
too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, obviously, like you just said, your dad is still even DJing.
Oh
now.
yeah, dude, he's more popping than us, dude. He got his own following. Like sometimes we'll have like I think last year or two before COVID, we had like my aunt's 65th birthday, and my dad invited all his friends from the community center. They blew it up. They were partying.
Like they had their own little 2 tables.
Yeah, they had their own little tables over there. They were grabbing.
And they were the first ones on the dance floor. Like you don't even got to get it popping. Like if y'all don't want to dance, I got people that are gonna dance. Hold on, do the first track on, the whole dance floor's cracking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool. So your dad plays like Latin music.
Yeah, it's all Latin music for sure.
Got it.
And it's like older stuff. It's none of the new stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because music runs in my family too. Like my father was a singer and a songwriter. Nice. And he won 4 Otis in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
So Otis are like what you consider Latin Grammys today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But he won for songwriting. And they flew him to Miami in the 80s, and he's on stage singing with 4 mariachis. Nice. And he met like Juan Gabriel, and at the time was Antonio Aguilar. And,
okay.
And he said Juan Gabriel hit on him. He was like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? I'm married. You know what I mean? Yeah. So music does like run in my family. I don't have like a singing talent, or I was not a DJ, but it's more like the creative gene, I could say. Like I love music. I'm really good at instruments. Like my sister was taking piano lessons, and I never even took the lesson. I would just listen to it for an hour, and then I'd be able to play it, and she'd get mad at me because it took her like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So I understand what you mean by music in the family. I'm sure if like I was pursuing the musical path, like my dad would have been like, wow, that's awesome. You know what I mean? But that's dope, and so your dad's a big DJ now in the Latin music community. Okay.
More like in the
the baby boomer,
the retired,
the baby boomer.
Those what is it? Where the old people go to live.
The
retirement home.
Retirement homes.
Hey, there's a lot of baby boomers out there.
Oh yeah. So he got that on lock.
So you guys are now on Twitch. What's the Twitch channel?
It's Twitch TV / Funklab DJs.
Okay, Funklab DJs.
Yeah,
okay, and we'll leave it in the description below, so check that out.
Do you guys have a set schedule for Twitch? Like
actually, right now we're just kind of doing like every other weekend, like every other Saturday. Okay. But we just like post flyers and all that. Just put it on Instagram, Facebook. Just try to promote it.
So
Nice.
is it just the Funklab, or are you guys gonna be bringing other DJs on?
Oh
board?
no,
we're gonna bring other DJs.
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Nice.
having guests.
So it's gonna be like a guest, a platform.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're basically like the vibes that we have like at our parties or wherever we DJ, like at Cardiff or wherever, is going to be transferred onto the Twitch
Digital,
page.
yeah.
Digital, yeah.
Yeah. So you're taking the party that you used to party and just putting it on
Online.
Twitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then we're also going to do some things where we might have some live artists, maybe some dancers. Because, just watching a DJ gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
So we want to just like spice it up a little bit and try to
Do a couple cameras, you
Yeah.
know, maybe have someone doing
Just have some chicks
live
twerking
art.
in the
Yeah,
background.
That's
exactly.
awesome.
You guys will
I
get
would
tons of
watch
viewers.
that.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
a
kidding.
legit.
Not really.
It's like a event. Like
Yeah.
a legit
Oh, yeah.
event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually,
Exactly.
Joe, she's part of this group where it's a power women group where they do events like that, and like it's all digital. They have singers and artists
Nice.
and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, the Chrysalis Space. Shout out to Desi and Ev. So basically, for women of color, women, artists. There's singers, there's dancers. We used to have it once a month in Oakland, and then obviously pandemic happened,
Yeah.
and
Are you guys gonna move it over to digital, or are you guys just?
They're
gonna
doing
have-
other things right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I used to. I was the main photographer for
Oh,
the
nice.
event. It was fun.
That's dope.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
also music and not just one thing, but it's a collective of different things.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty dope. Like we had the girls that started on our podcast. They're pretty awesome. But
Oh,
they
nice.
moved to
Nice.
North Carolina. Was it North Carolina or South Carolina?
I always get
Yeah.
confused. I don't know if it's South or North. I just call it the Carolinas.
Carolina.
Yeah.
The Carolinas.
They moved to the Carolinas,
Yeah.
right? And but yeah, I mean I think that's amazing. Like I mean that's the future. Like digital is the future for
Right,
everything.
right.
You know what I mean? And you guys, so you guys are not just having Funklab in San Jose. Now it's Funklab worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you guys, and I know you will. You guys are hustlers anyway. Like you said,
Yeah.
music is who you are. It's not what you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what this podcast is about. We want people that are following their true purpose, living their dreams. Like this is what you guys, like you said, you guys are gonna be old. You guys be in the rocking chairs, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
DJ. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And so we want to inspire people that if they aren't in music and they feel like, oh, maybe I'm getting too old, or maybe it's not
Yeah,
working
don't give
out.
up, man.
Nobody's
Keep it
booking
going.
me.
No, man.
Like what advice would you give to like young DJs out there that are starting out and maybe they're having some trouble or they don't know what to do?
I would say just continue to do you. Don't pigeonhole yourself into, oh, I have to do this or I have to do this kind of music. Let's say, like for us, for instance, I'm all house because I love house music. I don't want to spin anything else. Tempo, on the other hand, he don't mind playing hip hop and getting mobile gigs and doing all those things. So it's just like what you want out of it.
Right.
You just have to decide, okay, I want to be this kind of DJ or I want to be this kind of singer, and just give
Go
it
for
all.
it. Go
Yeah,
for
give
it.
it all.
Don't ever let anyone like tell you can't do it. Because you're the one that can make yourself do it.
Right.
You're the only one that can make yourself do it. No one else can make you do it.
Right.
So if someone puts you down, I mean, just take it as constructive criticism. You know what I mean, and push yourself even more.
Yeah. They say haters can become motivators.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
So you're a house DJ mainly, and tempo. I think from what I'm learning about you is you get the joy out of the people enjoying what you're playing,
For sure.
like the experience that people have.
Yeah.
Right. So your DJ style or who you are is I just want to give the people an experience. So I'll play what's going to give them the best experience.
Yeah.
Is that
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And J Funk, you're like, this is me. I'm a house DJ. Like I love house. And that's what I'm gonna bring. That's what you're
I'm
gonna get with
known
J
for,
Funk. Yeah.
I mean, even for so I think it was, so the pandemic started March 17th, 2020.
Around March 2020. Yeah.
I didn't play until May. Until what?
Was
What was
the
it?
May one?
The
we
May
put
one. That was
together?
the Memorial
Memorial.
weekend.
Okay.
And up until then, I mean, dude, I was getting hit up all kinds. Like my friends were like, "When are you gonna go live? When are you gonna go live?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And then this guy was like, "Come on, bro, you got to do it. You got to do it." And I go, "Okay, I'll only do it if the sound quality is good."
Right.
So then this guy went out and bought like
New
some
phone,
new phone, and he bought us up. I'm like, oh shit, all right,
it's going down.
Now I really gotta do it.
So now I really gotta do it. And then once I did it, and then I saw the reaction that I was getting from my friends, mostly because that's who mostly follows me, are my friends. And they were just like, thank you so much. We really needed that. And you don't know what that did for us. And, you know, people were calling me after, texting me. They're like, dude, I was at my daughter's baseball game or whatever. And I had one headphone and I was over here cheering for whatever. And
wow.
Nobody knew that I was bumping. I'm over here just like trying not to dance because they're like, you know, getting their groove on in their head. But that made me think like, okay, I got to do this. Like, so we just started getting everything together, sound cards, learning the software of OBS because it's a live thing. Yeah. You know, so you're on.
I know.
mean, you know, so there could be technical difficulties and all these different things. And I've actually had some other guys that I do a Twitch for. So I'm on a couple of different ones. One is Depths of the Underground. Okay. And I do that from my house. Okay. So they just give me the key, the link, and then I just put it in my thing, and then boom, I'm on, you know?
It's powerful technology.
Oh, bro, it's so sick.
You're like connected to the world from your room.
Just right there. No, it's dope. And so that first one that I did for them was kind of janky, but I was like, okay, if I get the good stuff or... it's on, you know, and so that's what we did. You know, I bought a camera, bought a couple of cameras actually, sound card, this and that, and then we launched
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
Wow. That's awesome, exciting, just like that first party.
Now you guys like,
it was
exactly.
That was the thing. It was like, you know, we had about like 20, 25 people on, but we was like, dude, if we were on Instagram, we'd have like 2 or 3. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We would have got kicked off.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
And, you know, so for our first time, we were like, cool. You know,
I mean, good. I think you guys always have a long-term, or you should have a long-term vision with everything. Yeah. If music is your life and this is who you are, I mean, even if it takes 2-3 years, but 2-3 years from now, you guys have hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
Is it worth it? Of course it is, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then now music becomes the rest of your life. You know, it's just the future. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I feel you because, you know, we're 6 months into this thing, right? And, you know, we're just grinding and hustling and, you know, like we're not where we want to be, but, you know, if hopefully we all can stay long term. So I see this as like a 10-15 year thing. You know, I'm not here if it's not working by next month. I'm not like, oh, this doesn't work, I'm out. You know,
right?
Like the vision is to have 250 million subscribers and be the #1 podcast in the world. Actually, the #1 channel, because it's going to be a channel, right?
Right.
We want to have a compound, right? We want to have a compound with a big studio. You know, a gym, a kitchen, like a big creative room, a photography room, maybe like even a DJ spot. Like
that would be dope.
Yeah.
Bro.
So like we have a guest, you guys come in, and then right after, party going on.
Exactly.
You know, so we had the Funklab on today's podcast, but guess what? There's a big party after. So you know, that's like the vision. But if you build it, they will come. You know what I mean? Sure. So you guys are building it. You always have, and that's exciting. So right now it's every other Saturday.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for every other Saturday. But just follow us, get the notification, so this way if it pops up, just click it, and then you know we're on live.
Yeah, and we'll leave it in the description below, so you guys will have that. So anything else you guys want to add to before we pass it over to Joe? She's gonna ask you guys 6 deep questions each. So,
no, man, go for it.
Okay. Before we do that though, where can they find you guys?
So you can find me. The Funklab. You can find us on the Twitch. Funklab DJs. Also, I have DJ Tempo SJ on Twitch, and let's see what else do I have.
Instagram.
Instagram is DJ Tempo JR, and Facebook is Jojo Romo.
Jojo Romo.
Yeah.
What about you, J Funk? Where can they find you?
So I have my Facebook page, which is Johnny Funk. I'm also on Instagram, which is JFNK. On the Twitch, I'm JFunk78. I have my own page also. You can also find me on YouTube, Mr. J Funk 1, and on Mixcloud, Johnny Dash Funk.
Okay, and we will leave that all in the description below.
Right? Oh yeah, can I leave my Mixcloud too? It's
go ahead. Yeah,
DJ Tempo JR also.
Okay, so make sure you guys send me all those links.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, so we always end the podcast with this world famous thing called Joe's 6Qs. So Joe's about to get deep with you guys. You can ask some questions. So.
Let's see how deep we gonna get. Okay, one by one, obviously. Mm-hmm. How did music save your life?
So, for me, like throughout this whole journey or whatever, like I say, when I was about like 20, 21, I kind of veered off into another planet. You know what I mean? I started doing my own thing, and I wasn't like messing with anyone in the crew or anything. And I never thought I was ever gonna DJ again. You know, and my boys brought me back. You know, and that's like one of my like biggest things because it actually saved me. And here I am, 10 to 12 years clean of whatever I was doing.
Right. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm back to doing music, what I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
For me, it saved me from the gangs, from the San Jose life, from a young age. My parents, Mexicans, they work a lot of hours, you don't really have that much supervision. You're kind of left to fend for yourself. And music was that thing that was always there, whether it was, watching MTV with my sisters, waiting for my mom to get home from work, or, listening to Friday nights, we would listen to KSJS College Radio, and they would play high energy music and oldies, and then they would have the hip hop show late night. Yeah. So I mean, I would literally listen to music Friday nights by myself in my room from 8-9 o'clock till 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Recording tapes, pushing record and getting that mix, and and then sharing it with my friends the next day and being like, dude, I recorded that, bro, check it out, and then make a copy for them. And and that was probably how music saved my life.
That's awesome. I remember that. I remember my cousin and I used to record the music videos.
Oh yeah,
with the VHS.
Yeah, us too. Yeah,
that's
a lot of Rap City.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember California Music Channel?
Oh yeah,
CMC.
Yeah.
I used to go home after school just to watch it.
Oh yeah,
and watch a music video.
Yeah.
Oh, with Chewy Gomez.
Yeah.
What was that other one that they used to have, which was the same thing, but it was late at night? The Music Box, I believe, and you would call a number, and then it would on the TV. It was very interactive. Mm-hmm. It would say, call this number, 1-800 number, and then put these codes in, and then you could watch that video.
Oh, wow. So at nighttime, I'm over here at night calling a 1-800 number, trying to watch Marilyn Manson videos, Good thing you didn't accidentally dial one wrong number.
Right? That sounds kind of creepy.
I was like, Mijo, what is this? $400 phone bill.
Yeah.
Oh. Oops. That's awesome.
It just came to me. Oh, yeah, CMC. Yeah. And then Soul Train. I used to watch Soul Train.
Oh, yeah, Soul Train.
We used to watch that, too.
Yeah, okay. Before iPods, right? Before iPods came out on CMC.
I mean, if you guys think about it, the first iPod came out in 2004 or 2005. So it hasn't been around that long. Because I remember I had an MP3 player, which is what they really are.
Right.
They're not iPods. That's the
name
that
that's
Apple
just the name that
capitalized. They dominated it. But in 2003, I had an MP3 player, and it was not an iPod. It was like this big. It was like a brick. And I used to download music off of Napster, and I'd go to the gym, right? But iPod didn't exist. So that's only 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So this has only been around for maybe 16, 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? If you think about
crazy,
that.
Bro.
Yeah.
So what does following your bliss looks like for you this year?
The following... what is that? What's that?
Like following
Like
your
following your
bliss,
purpose.
following what excites you. What does it look like for you this year?
For me this year, I mean, it's exciting if things start opening back up, because I've already invested, since we've been home. I started investing in more lights and more gear. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting ready for, once stuff starts opening back up, we're already going to go full. We already got people hitting us up for gigs already, but we're kind of still, pushing them away. But we, upgraded a lot of our stuff, so that way we're ready when it goes down.
So instead of doomsday preppers, you guys are party day preppers. You guys are, we're ready.
That's it,
I got
bro.
my lights, I got everything.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I've been buying gear myself. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you have to invest.
Photography gear.
Yeah.
It you know, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, you have to invest in it. You know,
100%.
and that's the thing. Like with J-Funk, like we've always had like gear around, but like, you know, when stuff was getting updated and all that, I kept like telling Jay, like, got to get on it, bro. Like we got to get like the newest stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, we don't want to be left behind. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got to stay
blockbuster.
up. Yeah, we got to stay up to date with this stuff. You know,
stay ready so you gotta get ready.
Yep. Exactly. For me, I would say I'm excited for what we're doing as the Funklab page, the Twitch page, our own personal Twitch pages, continuing playing for other Twitch pages. I really think it's gonna take off because I mean, just for myself personally, I have about the next month of April is gonna be booked. Not I don't have no DJ gigs as far as like personal ones that, you know, in person, but online, like I'm pretty much booked up for the next 4 weeks.
That's awesome.
You know, so I know it's gonna start snowballing after that.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually took from December, the end of December, my last gig, to my next gig, which is in April 10th. I took it off. I said, you know what? I'm not going to play in the wintertime. I'm just going to get the cameras, just focus on building our page so we can just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You know, so we can just get it out there.
You went into training camp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the same thing, like what Tempo was saying, we started looking for. I actually spent my stimulus money on DJ gear.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey,
you know
that's
what
your
I mean?
business. That's what it's for.
Exactly.
Right?
So
stimulate that business.
That's what I did, dude. I went and bought myself a new controller. I bought speakers. I bought some other stuff. We, you know, just to upgrade and get us upgraded. So when the time comes, we're ready to rock and roll.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's one of the major things that this pandemic has done for a lot of people. A lot of people are either returning to a side hustle, creating a side hustle, or revamping their business. You know, like they're not. A lot of people are not going to go back to the old stuff. They have new things, or they're revamping things, or they're getting ready. You know, well, whoever did that is going to hit the ground running.
Right.
Whoever just sat around and did nothing is going to get way behind.
We didn't want to waste this year in just waiting for stuff. I mean, and it goes back to like where we started from. Exactly. I mean, we've never really waited for anything. It's like, oh, okay, nobody wants to do it for us, then we're gonna have to do it for ourselves.
That's actually a powerful lesson right there. You know, you guys thought you were getting passed over, and maybe you were, but in the end, it just gave you guys that habit.
And you know what it also did? It actually flipped turned the tables, because after we started throwing our own parties and we were booking the guys that we wanted, those guys that didn't want to book us, now they wanted to play for us. And we were like, well, I mean, some of them we did book, some of them we were just like, nah, bro, forget
like,
that.
Good. Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny how sometimes it happens like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you guys were like on it. You didn't accept no for an answer.
Oh, no. Yeah, no,
if you're yes
not.
inside, you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
matter
could
what.
Stop us.
If you had 48 hours left to live, what is the first and the last thing you would do?
Is this the last 48? Are we starting now? Nah, it's just late. Man.
Told you it was going to be deep.
Yeah, this is deep. I mean, you know, obviously go spend, you know, time with my family, because, I mean, family's everything, you know, to us. They've always been there for us, you know, for everything. So, you know, just go to our roots, you know what I mean? And I mean, basically, if I go to my roots, it's still in the neighborhood, so I'm gonna see everyone that, you know, is there for, you know, that's been there, you know, for the whole, since we've been down since day one. But I mean, besides family, let's see, 48 hours, go get a couple girls. No, I just playing.
Not really.
Yeah. Well, that's on the other part. That's I think my J Fugs podcast. But yeah, I mean, just be with family. Because family is everything. Family is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's the same 48 that we both got, I think we would end up doing the ultimate Funklab 48-hour fest.
Oh, wow.
Just come through. We're going to be here. This is the last 48.
Yeah,
come through.
we're
Whoever
dying.
wants to come through, just come. Bring whatever you got. We're going all out, Like Tempo said, it's all about family. Like Funklab is family. It's a family. All the DJs that are with us, and the extended family also,
sure.
People that are just down for us, our fans are also our family, because some of them have been down since 93.
Yeah.
And they're still with us now.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, I would say be with them,
Awesome.
Community.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you hear the word purpose, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Purpose.
Yeah.
It's a big one. That is deep, huh? We're getting deep. First thing, let's see. Purpose is basically all of it. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. It's all for that. For the cause of it. And that's what I think. What keeps us going is we keep pushing each other, because it's a purpose, for us to shine, we've been doing this and we love doing this, so it's why give up? Mm-hmm. Keep going. That's the purpose of us keeping this thing going. Funklab, like we said, it's been around 30 years. Why stop now?
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. 30 years.
Yeah.
Legendary.
And it's always changing. It's always been changing. For me, the purpose is this also. Yeah, same thing. I mean, we are the purpose. To continue, how would you say it? Inspiring people, because since the 90s, there's people that we know that will be like, dude, we used to go to your parties when we were kids,
Yeah.
They were 15, 16. Of course, we were doing them, we're already in our 20s at that time or whatever. But, I'm like, how old are you? Making me feel old.
Yeah.
But I guess that is the purpose right there, because those people, some of them are still with us. We inspired. Some of them are DJs now. Some of them became, producers. So everybody's kind of doing their thing, and we're a part of that as far as being their inspiration.
Well, we actually even got people that were just down with us when they were younger, going to our events, then eventually became DJs, and then now they're in Funklab. We have well over 20, 30 DJs that from San Jose that were at one point, down with Funklab, in Funklab, you know. Yeah.
It's a pretty big lab.
Yeah.
And I mean, for us, everybody's like, how do I get in Funklab? There was never a get in. It's just be down.
Be down with
Come
us.
through.
Yeah.
Help us promote. Grab a stack of flyers, pass them out to your friends. Back then. Now I guess it's share our posts. Or whatever.
Like and subscribe.
Give us our likes, you know. But I mean, and I think that's what's always made Funklab what it is that we're constantly evolving with the times. Whether it's the equipment, how we get the word out. I mean, we won't sleep on it. We're down. Even for me, I didn't want to do Twitch. I thought Twitch was dumb.
Yeah.
But this guy pushed me, giving me purpose.
Now you're out there
And
twitching.
so now I'm out there twitching, And it's fun because people will hit me up and be like, hey, when are you going to be on again? And I'm like, hold on, hold your horses, and I'll be on soon.
He's like, make sure you hit that notification bell and you'll find out.
Exactly.
You're not subscribed? That's why.
There is.
All right. Well, Okay, this is the 5th question. How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered. I mean, everybody just knows who I am. You know what I mean? Big-hearted. You know, a big-hearted person, and I think that's what goes a long ways with everyone. You know, I'm always showing love. And you know, I'd take my shirt off, you know, my back for someone else.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just me, you know.
That's awesome.
And you know, and there's been times where, you know, people have taken advantage of that, but look at, we're still here. We're still, you know, pushing.
Yeah.
You know, there's been times where, you know, we've been down and out, but it still hasn't stopped us.
Yeah.
You know, we just continue to push.
Listen, never change your true self for someone who was a hater or didn't accept it. You know what I mean?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. And just keep true. And like you said, you guys are still here.
Yeah.
They're probably, who knows where they're at, right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people.
We've seen a lot of people come and go, you know, and it's like, hey, you're still DJing? Like, I've actually I think it was at like a bike party like 2 or 3 years ago, you know, riding my bike, you know, on my part of the bike party, and someone's like, is that Temple from the barn party? I'm like, damn. I like hit up J-Funk right away, like, bro, you're not going to believe what someone just told me.
The barn party.
Yeah, you know, like, damn.
That's cool. That's awesome.
How would I like to be remembered? What was that question?
Yeah, you just said it.
How would I like to be remembered? Same thing. I mean, just be remembered for my kindness and what what I have. I don't want to say what I've done for people, but just like if I can inspire at least one person, then I did it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure I've inspired more than that, but I mean, you don't really know who you inspire because, you know, no one's going to really tell you. You're just kind of doing you, and they're like, oh, man, that guy's, you know, I want to be like him or whatever, you know, and there's the inspiration, you know, whether it's somebody starting their clothing line or a brand, and there's like, oh, man, these guys have done it. We can do it too. Yeah. And like I always tell people, I mean, me and this guy, we will always tell people like, you know, how do we do it? You know, and we'll tell them just get it going. You know, like take action, you know. We'll tell people the same thing they told us. Start your own party, start your own brand. No one wants to book you, do it yourself. That's it.
It's called paying it forward.
Yep. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's what I want to be remembered for.
Nice. Well, you guys definitely inspired me, by the way. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt,
that's
stickers.
I got the one of one mom.
I have SoundClouds because I always like to listen to new music or whatever. So I think you guys have a SoundCloud.
Mixcloud.
Mixcloud.
Yeah, we're on Mixcloud. Yeah, we're on Mixcloud. I'm on SoundCloud too, but I don't know. I kind of stopped using it, and you know, I mean, I have mixes on there too.
Actually, for since the quarantine started, I think I've uploaded about 10 different mixes on Mixcloud. Okay. And it's a genre of everything.
Oh, this guy got all kinds of high energy, dude. Oh, he got some good ones.
House, hip hop, real hip hop, you know, top 40. So I did a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah, you know what's a really good old school Biggie song that I forgot about, and I just recently started downloading his old music. Give Me the Loot.
Oh yeah,
you know, Give Me the Loot. Like if you listen to the words, he is like flowing on there. Yeah. So, anyways, that's awesome. Mixcloud.
Yeah, Mixcloud.
Mixcloud. Check it out.
What's your number one wish for the world?
For the world is to get healthy. I mean, yeah, you know, and stop all the racism, and you know, let's all unite. You know, that's what we need. You know, we don't need to be at war. I mean, I know wars have been going on for a long time, but it's time for us all just unite together.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Spread love. Stop the hate, whatever it is, even within yourself. You know, because sometimes we hate things that are in us, but we think, oh, it's an outer thing, but it's really inside of us.
Yep.
So I think if people just to learn to love themselves, then that love would just transfer into the world. And I think it would be a better place.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a great answer. Yeah. Both of you guys. Last words, Joe?
I'm just really grateful. I'm really inspired. I mean, we talked about, the Bliss Seekers merch, and now that we see that you guys are doing it, I was like, we gotta make it happen this year.
It's easy.
It brought me back to the ideas that I have for merch as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and thank you guys for sharing your stories, taking the time to be here. I can't wait to listen to Mixcloud.
Yeah, for sure.
After this, so.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously Tempo, I've met you before, but I never got to know you. And I mean, I just like you said, you have a huge heart. Like when I first saw you and you're sitting on the couch, I was like, this guy is like a good dude. Like I didn't even have to like talk to you. I could just tell you're a good dude, right? And J-Funk, man, we go back, and you've always been that, like you said, the big smile, the big laugh, So I really appreciate both you guys coming on the podcast.
Sure, man.
I hope this blows up, your Twitch channel. I hope the Funklab becomes worldwide, and
and we're the same thing for us, for you guys, because we're gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it, promote it. We're gonna share it on our channels and our pages. So. And I'll guarantee you some more hits.
Yeah,
just
appreciate that. That's how it works, man. We all help each other, right?
Exactly.
Because we know how the grind is. We know how it is,
for sure.
Right?
Exactly.
But yeah, man, thank you guys for being here. We'll leave all their information in the description below. If you guys like this podcast, please subscribe. Yes. Smash that like button and hit the notification bell, because like J-Funk said, if you want to know when the next one comes out, that's how you know. Again, thank you guys so much for being here.
Right on, man.
See you guys in the next one. And as always, follow your bliss. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Our goal, as always, is to become the #1 podcast in the world. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you share this with 3 of your friends. And if you like our song, our intro song, please check out my good friend Maroney Silva's band, A Dead Desire, on YouTube. That song is called The Mantra. Thanks again for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, follow your bliss.